The sound of the door locking behind him was the only signal that the night had begun again. It was the same routine, the same torment. No warmth, no love, just duty. You clutched the pillow beneath you, biting down hard into the fabric to keep the sob from escaping. The mattress dipped and shook beneath his weight, every movement rough, every touch cold. He wasn't with you, he was only using you. You knew it and he knew it too. When it was over, he pulled away without even a glance, his breathing heavy but detached, like the act had meant nothing to him, and it hadn't. To him, it was just another transaction, a demand from his parents that he had no strength left to refuse. You stayed still, your body trembling, the sheets tangled and damp with your silent tears. You weren't crying, not really. It wasn't sadness, it was helplessness, anger, and hatred. He stood at the edge of the bed, pulling his shirt back on, his toned body still glistening under the dim yellow light of the chandelier. The silence stretched between you until finally he spoke. His voice was sharp, emotionless, cutting through the room like a blade. These tears won't do anything. This is what you chose. Don't act like a victim now. Your head snapped toward him, your face wet with tears you couldn't control. For a moment you just stared at him, your chest rising and falling, the words choking in your throat, but when they finally escaped, they came out like venom. You are a monster. I hate you. His eyes lingered on you for a heartbeat, unreadable, as if your words couldn't reach him. Then he let out a dry chuckle, so hollow it made your skin crawl. You think I care about that? Hate me all you want. Call me a monster. It fits. Because that's what they made me. Do you think I asked for this? Do you think I wanted you? I was never given a choice, not once. First they tied me to your sister, and when she disappeared, they shoved you into her place as if my life was a bargaining chip. Now they want an heir, so tell me. He leaned closer, his eyes cold, his voice low and dangerous. Where's my fault in this? You are a coward, weak man. You can't stand for yourself, so you are showing your power on me. Ruining me every night, but mark my words, you're going to regret this so bad in the future. You'll hate yourself. The words hit him like glass. For a second the room froze, chandelier light, the smell of his cologne, the bed still warm. He stood there buttoning his shirt as if the motion could stitch him back together. You didn't soften, you leaned forward, voice low and hard as a blade. Do you hear me? Regret, hate. One day you'll wake up and the mirror won't be able to swallow the monster it shows you. You'll try to blame everyone, your parents, the circumstances, but inside you'll know the truth. You chose to put your hands on me. You chose to turn into this, so don't you dare play the victim. Did I force you? You are the one who walks in this room every night. Do you even hear the irony, monster? You call me what you are, and then act surprised when I spit it back at you. You want to be furious at anyone, make someone pay so they can feel something again. You pick on me because it's safe, because I have nowhere to go, because you are too weak to fight the people who made you this, so you hurt the person you can. His fingers finally dropped from his shirt buttons. His face lost whatever control it had been wearing, and for a second, just a second, it was naked. Fear, guilt, a small animal. I didn't choose you. I know you didn't, but you could have chosen not to be cruel. You could have chosen to fight in other ways, to refuse, to shout, but you didn't. You chose me instead. You chose to make me your cushion while you kept your throne. He swallowed and the sound was audible in the hush of the room. For the briefest moment he looked like a man tempted to beg, to say one true thing, to break the cycle. You wanted none of it. You stood up slowly, hair falling around your face, every inch of your bristling. I hope, in the quiet of your bed later, when the world is exactly as you wanted it, hollow and controlled, you look at yourself and understand you are the architect of this. Not them, not fate. You. He made a sound, not a laugh, not a cry, something like a broken breath. He stepped away from the bed, the distance between you suddenly not just physical, but the line of everything you had survived. They already tried and they failed. Because you are alive and you still have fear left to feed them. Guess what? I am alive too. I have fear. I have nothing to lose except the thing you keep stealing every night. So stop pretending selfishness is sacrifice. He grabbed his coat from the chair, his expression unreadable. Without another word, he left the room, slamming the door shut behind him. The silence that followed was unbearable. The walls felt like they were closing in, pressing down on you, suffocating you. You buried your face in the pillow and finally let out the sob that had been clawing at your throat, raw and broken. This was your life now, married to the man who was supposed to be your sister's husband, bound to a monster who hated you as much as he hated himself. Every night, the same torture, every morning, the same silence. A marriage built not on love but on chains, a cruel play where both of you were nothing more than puppets dancing to the strings of his parents. You closed your eyes, tears burning hot against your skin. You told yourself you wouldn't cry anymore. You told yourself you would learn to hate him enough to never let his words hurt you. But deep down, you knew this was only the beginning. Somewhere in the house, you could hear his footsteps fading, as if he were trying to walk away from the life he despised. But no matter how far he went, both of you were trapped in each other, in the marriage, in the endless cycle of hate, guilt, and pain. The morning light was thin and careful as if it, too, was afraid to wake the house. A soft knock, the way the maid always did it, came at your door. You didn't move at first, the room felt like a foreign country, but the knock came again, gentler. Then the door opened. She stepped in with a tray balanced on her palms, a small glass of orange juice, a bowl of fruit, a steaming cup of tea in a saucer. Her face was lined with the years she had spent in this house. There was kindness there and a fatigue that never left her. She set the tray on the little table and came closer, voice soft. Young master sent these, madam. Fruits and juice. Please try to eat something. You looked at her. For a second your expression betrayed nothing. Then all at once your face went hard, the way it did when Jungkook's name touched the air. Tell that monster I'm not going to eat anything, especially not anything he had anything to do with. The maid flinched, her mouth pressed thin. She knew the house, the rules, the silent war that lived between the walls. She reached out as if to set a hand on your arm, and then stopped herself. Madam, please. Her voice cracked just a little. I know you are angry, but if you do not eat, you are risking your health. You are weak without food and you need your strength. You laughed bitterly, more sound than humor. You pushed your hair back with one hand and let the other fall to your lap. I wish I had the strength to take risks. Maybe then I would be somewhere else, not here. I should have run away like my sister. That monster, cowardly bastard. He can't stand up to his parents, so he ruins me instead. My body, my soul, everything. The maid's eyes filled, but she blinked them away with dignity. She had served this family for decades. She had seen the seasons of their cruelty and the winters of their grief. She set the tea down carefully and sat on the edge of a chair as if she were going to tell you something she had never said aloud before. You must know, I have watched the young master since he was a child. I saw him before the world taught him to harden. She hesitated, searching for words that would not make you hate him more or excuse him. This is a story, not that it makes what he does right. It does not. But you asked and you should know what shaped the man who stands across from you. I don't want to hear his story. I don't care what he went through as a child or what ghosts follow him now. None of that gives him the right to use my body as a place to dump his anger. None of it makes him your master over my life. The maid's fingers tightened on the teacup. She opened her mouth as if to say something, to plead, to soften, but you cut her off before she could shape the words. She was surprised to see the anger in your tone. Save your pity for someone who asked for it. Don't try to dress cruelty in sympathy. I don't need reasons, I need it to stop. His part doesn't absolve him. It doesn't erase the nights. It doesn't clean the shame he leaves behind. If he has guilt, let it eat him. It has no business on me. The maid's face collapsed into a sorrowful humility. She had been loyal to this house long enough to know where she had overstepped. Her eyes were wet but resigned, the kind of resignation that had watched too many rooms swallow too many people. Miss, I only thought you thought wrong. Your voice was sharp and final. Bring nothing from him. Tell no one I asked. And if you want to help, then help me to find an escape from here. Don't come to me with excuses or stories. I don't want to hear them. For a long second, the maid simply stared, the tray forgotten on the table between you like a small, important island. Then slowly, with all the dignity she had left, she bowed, not a theatrical bow, but an old respectful bend of the knees that belonged to someone who knew her place and yet did not agree with it. As you wish, miss. I will be careful. I will bring what I find. Her voice trembled. She looked at you with a new sort of difference, not fear but a recognition of your limit. She gathered the tray with trembling hands, clutching the cup as if it were warmer to hold than the silence. She hesitated at the door, glancing once at your face as if committing it to memory. Then she turned and left, the door whispering shut behind her. Alone again, the quiet settled like a weight. The fruit on the tray sat untouched, untouched like everything else in your life that had been handed to you. You let out a breath that felt like a promise, and for the first time since the ring had been forced on your finger, you felt the cold edge of a plan begin to sharpen at the back of your mind. You walked into the living room, your steps heavy, eyes still tired from another sleepless night. Mrs. John sat elegantly on the sofa, sipping her tea. The moment she saw you, her lips curved into a polite smile. Good morning, dear. She stood and walked toward you with that same air of superiority she always carried. You didn't answer, your silence lingered like a storm cloud. You should dress even better, dear. You are the only daughter-in-law of the John family. You must look the part. You forced a small, humorless laugh, your words laced with sarcasm. Dressing like you won't make me you, right? Her smile faltered for a second. She caught the sting behind your words, though she pretended to stay composed. Seems like you are not in a good mood. Did Jungkook say something? I know he's busy these days, but I'll make sure you two spend some quality time together. You know, I want to hear the tiny voice of a child in this mansion soon. You stare at her coldly, every muscle in your body tightening. Don't worry about that, mother-in-law. Your son is making sure he can meet your expectations, even if he has to ruin me to do it. There's no love here, no understanding, just hatred and his determination to give you an heir. Her expression hardened, her eyes narrowing as if you had crossed a line. You really seem to forget your place, dear. From where you came, you should feel privileged to have become the daughter-in-law of this house, unlike your sister, who chose her own misery. Your jaw clenched, and for the first time your voice rose, shaking but strong. No, you are wrong. She didn't choose misery. She chose her freedom. She had the courage to walk away. I'm the one who didn't take a stand for myself. And look what it cost me. You swallowed hard, eyes burning as you continued. Someone's son is ruining my life, treating me like an object, using me every night just to make you happy, just so you can have the heir you have been desperate for. Your voice cracked on the last word, but you refused to break in front of her. Her teacup trembled slightly in her hand, shock flickered across her face, but pride quickly masked it. You didn't give her a chance to reply. With tears pooling in your eyes, you turned and walked away, leaving her standing there in the suffocating silence of the mansion. As you walked away, your footsteps echoed against the polished marble floor. Mrs. John stood frozen, gripping her teacup with shaking hands, her pride shielding her from the weight of your words. What you didn't notice was Jungle. He had been standing near the hallway, half hidden behind the grand pillar, listening to every single word. His fists clenched so tightly that his knuckles turned white. His chest rose and fell unevenly, the words, using me every night, stabbing deeper than any knife. He pressed his back against the wall, eyes shut, jaw trembling. He tilted his head back, staring at the ceiling as if searching for air, but all he found was that memory. Blood on the cold storeroom floor, his brother's lifeless body, his parents' screams calling him a murderer. Every night that memory haunted him, every night before he entered your room, he drowned himself in alcohol. Not because he wanted you, not because he wanted to hurt you, but because it was the only way to silence the guilt screaming in his head. When sober, Jungkook can't even look at you. Your tears, your pain, they eat him alive. That's why he drinks before entering your room. He drinks until he's numb, until guilt doesn't paralyze him. But alcohol also makes him harsher, rougher, because it allows his suppressed anger at his parents, at himself, at fate to explode, and tragically, you become the one who bears the brunt of it. The house was quieter at night, as if every room held its breath. Tonight the air felt thinner, that kind of silence that waits for something to break. You lay still under the thin blanket, pretending to sleep, every nerve taut. You had rehearsed this 1,000 times in your head. You had planned it like a trap that might finally make him stop. You stiffened when the door opened. He stood in the doorway for a long second, a shadow carved in the hallway light. Tonight he did not smell of whiskey. He was clean, shirt crisp. There was an unfamiliar steadiness in his step that made your skin tighten. He crossed the room slowly, each footfall measured. He paused at the bed and looked down at you with a face that carried a thin, uncomfortable guilt. Nothing like the excuses you had heard before, only a quiet that didn't fit him. He crouched level with the mattress as if he wanted to see you without invading your space. Are you awake? You didn't answer. You wanted him to think you were sleeping, to lower his guard. He reached out, hand open and tentative. Not to hurt, not to claim. It was a small mercy, an almost human gesture, the way a man checks if another is alive. His fingers brushed the sheet near your shoulder. The motion soft. He wasn't the beast tonight. He was something else, fragile, maybe hollowed out. I don't want to fight tonight. I came to talk. His hand reached out, not roughly this time, just hovering, as if to check if you were asleep. But the moment his shadow fell over you, you snapped. You bolted upright, stepping back off the bed with a cold fury burning in your veins. The metallic clink echoed like thunder as you pointed a gun at him. His eyes widened instantly, every ounce of color draining from his face. He froze. Don't. Take one more step and I'll put every bullet in this gun straight through your chest. Jungkook's chest rose and fell rapidly. His lips parted, and for the first time he looked afraid, not of you, but of the weapon in your hand. His trembling gaze locked on the gun as sweat gathered on his forehead. Throw it away. Put it down. His voice trembled. You scoffed bitterly, your grip tightening. Throw it away? You think I'll throw away the only thing standing between me and the monster who has been destroying me night after night? You think I'll let you use me, break me, ruin me just because your precious parents want an heir? Your voice cracked, but the fire in your eyes didn't dim. You come in here reeking of alcohol, tearing me apart while I cry silently, and you don't even blink. Do you have any idea what it feels like to be treated like nothing but a body for your anger? To be touched by a man who doesn't care if he's killing me piece by piece? You don't love me, you don't even see me as a human, just a vessel to fix your sins in your mother's eyes. Jungkook's breath hitched. He stumbled back, clutching his head as the gun wavered in your hand. Stop, please. Just throw it away. Don't point that at me. His voice grew louder and panicked. What's wrong, Jungkook? Can't handle being powerless for once? Can't handle the feeling of being the one on the floor begging? His eyes squeezed shut, his hand shot up to cover his ears as if blocking out the world. His body shook violently. Stop it. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't kill him. I'm not a murderer. His voice cracked, breaking into sobs as he sank to his knees, curling in on himself. Your grip on the gun faltered, confusion flickering through your rage. You watched him rock back and forth on the floor, clutching his ears, his words stumbling out like broken glass. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to pull the trigger. His blood, his face, I didn't want it. I didn't. You stood frozen, your heart pounding, watching the man who had seemed untouchable, cruel, and unfeeling now trembling like a terrified child in front of you. For a moment, your anger wavered, the gun in your hand felt heavier, the fury in your chest tangled with a strange, unwelcome realization. He wasn't acting. This was something deeper, something broken. Slowly, you lowered the gun, your face still burning with tears and hatred. You think your pain gives you the right to ruin me, to cage me, to destroy me every night until I can't breathe? Whatever ghost is haunting you, it doesn't justify what you have done to me. Jungkook remained on the floor, shaking, his sobs muffled by his palms, pressed tight over his ears. He was not at all in a condition to talk. You stared at him one last time, the monster who suddenly didn't look like one, before turning away. The gun slipped from your hand onto the bed. I know I'm a monster. I was born as a monster. I'm taking away everyone's happiness. I shouldn't live. The room fell silent except for his broken sobs echoing in the dark.